What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Negative Degree Podcast, where negativity is reality. I'm your host, DJ Frostbite. Before I get into the topic for today, I want to make sure everybody likes, shares, subscribe, follow, all that good shit. You already know where to find me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. If it's a platform, aside from TikTok, I'm probably on it. Alright, so I'm actually having a pretty decent day today because I have a few new DJs coming in tonight at Blue Nightclub because tonight is I'm sorry, not Open Deck Wednesday anymore. It used to be Open Deck Wednesday. Now it is Wednesday Night Showcase. So any DJs in the Wichita area, or if you can come out, wherever you are, come to Blue Nightclub tonight, 9 o'clock, we're getting shit popping. We're going to have turntables if you want to bring your controllers, or if you just want to bring vinyls for the turntables, bring your laptops, bring whatever you need, because it's going to be a fucking party tonight. I am super excited for the people that I'm going to have tonight. I hate saying this, but it's going to be fucking lit. It is. And I am someone who hates saying that fucking word. I hate it. But make sure you leave comments, join the conversation. Also, don't forget to join the Discord. The link is in the description below. Well, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. So, as everybody basically knows on this thing, I'm a DJ. I have a lot of people who always ask me how do I get into it, how can they get into it. So, this episode will be about someone who wants to basically become a DJ. And I'm going to tell you the right and wrong ways of doing it. And there's going to be a lot of people probably going to hate what I have to say with this one. Because, hey, I've seen certain people. And I'll get into it. So, basically, for people who want to be a DJ, as I was told, let's do it like that. I'll say the things that I was told into becoming a DJ versus things that I've done to become a DJ. So, things that I was told to become a DJ is to buy something that was completely fucking totally expensive as a controller or something like that. Getting a very expensive laptop, MacBook, and then didn't really know where to get music, which now I do now. But finding music, messing around with it, and then let me stop. Let me go back real quick. So, basically when I first started DJing, I got told a lot of bullshit. And I don't want people to think that, oh, well, you need all this and that and blah, blah, blah. You don't. But one thing I was told and one thing I've seen is you gotta have the latest shit that costs way too much fucking money. A computer that is reliable, probably, but costs way too much fucking money because it's all about the brand. You gotta make sure you use Serato. You always gotta make sure you got Serato because if you don't use Serato, you're not a DJ. So you got that out the way. You got this, $1,000 to $2,000-$3,000 controller that you barely know how to use. You got this $2,000 fucking computer. Especially if you're a PC person, you have no idea how to use and you're trying to figure that shit out. So then, gotta get music. Starting out, probably at this point, you're probably broke because you just spent a good down payment on fucking DJ gear. So where are you gonna get music? Most likely YouTube, SoundCloud, somewhere around there. So you do that. What else you got to do? Well, you want to get gigs, right? So, going to get gigs. What do you got to do to get gigs? Got to start doing stuff for free, cause trying to get that clout. So, start going around doing house parties, doing clubs, for little to no money. But then you get that fan base, you're getting that clout, you're getting that exposure. But it's not enough, is it? No. So you're seeing all these bigger DJs getting all the big gigs and parties and everything else. So you decide, oh, let me try to be buddy buddy with them. So you get all buddy buddied and try to kiss their ass, and maybe they'll put you on, maybe, depending on how much of a good ass kisser you are. And then if you're really good, then yeah, you'll be shadowing them. You'll be doing big gigs and shows with that veteran DJ, to the point they give you your time to shine. And at this point, you're getting a little cocky because you're getting extra money in your pocket. You're getting bigger shows. You're getting this and that, but you're not really doing that great. But you got all these people behind you telling you you're so great and you're this and that, and hey, you might get to doing even bigger shows by not letting other people who are up and coming, just like you were, take your spot. Cause see, for a lot of people who take this path, you want to make yourself rise to the top, so that way you're making all the money, but you don't want someone else who probably worked as hard, or even harder, taking your spot. You climb that ladder, but you don't want someone else reaching your heights. So then, you secured your spot. You're already good. You're getting these big gigs. You're getting this and that, but you want more. So what else do? You backstab the guy that helped you out, so that way you can take their spot, and you can probably even get more stuff. You can get bigger fucking shows than you already have. So that way you can spend all this money and everything else on what most DJs right now have. Like big drug fucking habits, whether it's coke, whether it's fucking acid, whether it's mushrooms, whether it's whatever. Or even just fucking alcohol. That's a big thing with DJ culture too, is hey, a lot of places, if you're not drinking or if you're not doing this and doing that, you're missing out, bud. You're missing out. So, you now have a fucking drug habit. Now you're fucking paranoid all the time, or you're just coked out, and basically at this point you're probably going full Kanye. Possibly. You're thinking that your shit don't stink. You are your ego is like out of this fucking world at this point. Yeah, but now, but you think you're on top of the world. You're getting everything. You have all this stuff. Nobody can touch you. Not true. Now the reason I say this story, and the reason I'm talking about this, is because it's not really the way that the fucking DJ. It's not. No, yes, I was told a long time ago when I first started was I gotta have this, I gotta have that. Even now to this day I still get told, well, you gotta have this, you gotta have that, or you need to use this, you need to use that. You don't. For anyone here who really wants to be a DJ, and this might be a short like podcast today, depending on how if I want to stretch this out or not. So if anybody out there who really wants to be a DJ, this is what you do. Take it or leave it. If you don't want to do this or you don't think I'm saying the right thing, hey. But so starting out DJ, you have no idea what you're doing. Don't have no idea what you're supposed to buy, anything like that. So one thing I will say, what I did, researched, YouTubed, I Googled all the different stuff. Find something that's in your price point. Find something that is cheap enough to where you won't go broke. I will say that for sure. If you already have an existing laptop, do your research for software. I use Recordbox. The majority of DJs they use Serato, but Recordbox with the computer that I had at the time, shit ran like no problem. I have Serato on my computer right now, on my laptop right now. I have both. I got three different ones. I have Serato, I got Recordbox, I got Virtual DJ. Virtual DJ is actually decent too. It all depends on what you want to use and what your computer can run off. Because one thing you don't want is you run a program, you minimize it, and then next you know the music is just fucking going nuts. You don't want that. Trust me. I've done that in a main scene before where I minimize, try to do something else, and it just and it's like, no, you don't want that. You don't want that shit. So make sure your computer, your laptop is powerful enough for whatever program you want to run. Then, to do a step from that, get a controller that is inexpensive. My first controller was $150. It was the DDJ 200. This thing was as basic can be. Like you can YouTube this shit right now. Every fucking review of this thing was like, oh well, this would be good for if my kid wants to use something. Like it is basic. It is basically like a my first DJ controller. Like legitimately, this shit looks like a fucking toy. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Cause like I said, if you don't really want to get into it, why spend even more money? Like $150. You spend that shit on a lot, well, like on trivial shit. So it's like, hey, you can at least sell, like you can go pawn it afterwards, get some money out of it if you need to. So yeah, something between 150 maybe $300, depending on what you want to use it for what software wise, I mean. And then get some music. Now, when I started out, I was ripping music from fucking YouTube. Is it a good thing? No. Now you got SoundCloud, Mixcloud, and other stuff like that. If you gotta do it, you gotta do what you gotta do. But if you want quality music, there are DJ record pools out there. There's BBM Supreme, DJ City, Crate Connect, Zip DJ, all these great fucking stuff where it depends on how much you want to spend. They're all subscription based. I use BPM. I've used DJ City before, and I use Crate Connect. If you got the cash, spend it. It's $20-$30 for a subscription. Some like upwards to like 50. As it is gonna hurt your pocketbook a bit, yeah. But hey, 20-30 bucks. You're spending that on fucking Netflix. Well, you're probably spending that on Hulu right now. Hulu and then fucking Disney Plus. So, hey, you're not doing too fucking bad. Like, maybe got to cut back on fucking fast food for a little bit. Shit, speaking from experience. So now hopefully at this point you got some music. Now, for everybody out there who doesn't know what a DJ is, or what the purpose of a DJ is, or how to DJ, it is not just playing a song and trying to be, excuse me, and being a fucking jukebox and things like that. Like, no, it is actually learning how to intertwine songs together. So now it is actually working on your DJ skills. You are not just going to mix one song with another and then automatically just going to mash together. No. If you ever notice why DJ stuff goes in so seamlessly, is because we go by keys and BPMs. this would be better if I actually had my stuff up right now. Uh, let's not even get into that. Basically, it's stuff that you gotta learn. Like you're not gonna go right into a club. Like you're gonna be a fucking, you're gonna be a what they call it, a bedroom DJ for a while until you actually learn what you're doing. I did it for months and months. Finally got the courage to go out and do something. So you got some kind of skill. Now you want to go out and show what you can do. You know, you hit up clubs, you hit up bars, and you might get denied a lot. And I'm not even gonna say you might. You're gonna get denied a lot. You're gonna eat a lot of shit and a lot of crow for a long, long time until somebody, whether it is a club owner, a bar owner, even another DJ who is already in that scene, they want to hear what you sound like. If they like it, they won't put you on all the way. They will give you a shot. It's like, all right, it is either gonna be a, come with me on this day. We can do some stuff back to back, or I'll give you a shot on your own, see what you can do for like an hour or two, and then I'll go in. That's what it usually is. What's up, Alex? Got Alex in the chat. Now, I have done the thing of just going straight into the deep end. I had the experience of when I first started back 3 years ago. I knew a club owner. He was like, he didn't want to pay the big DJs that were there like $250, whatever, a night, and they weren't promoting and weren't doing anything like that. And he wanted to find somebody and just pay him $100. I got lucky. I was like, hey, I'll do it. When I first started, I was doing this shit off a fucking cell phone, and then end up getting my DDJ 200. And then I bought. I didn't even have I actually didn't even have a laptop at the time. I had a iPhone 5S that I actually was able to put DJ software on, and the one that I used, I was actually able to use Spotify with. So it wasn't that great of DJing. It was mostly just like song would play, then play the next song, the next song, the next song. After I finally did get a laptop and stuff, got to that point, and then got to do a little bit, but still end up doing just song to song to song to song. Actually, for a while until I actually knew what the hell I was doing. If you are able to actually get a gig like that to where it's just people just want to hear music, you can do song to song. Take it, get the cash. It's money in your pocket. It's experience you can put on there until you can actually get to the point where, okay, I can mix this, mix that, and then you can actually afford. You're not taking a loss on, beat on the record pools and stuff like that. You're actually seeing some stuff going. So after that, keep building your skills. Keep building your skills, and then maybe you'll get some bigger opportunities. You'll go from a small bar and small club to bigger stuff. You know, and when you get into bigger clubs, is that's when it's time to shine. You got your skills. If your skills up to par, which I'm not gonna say my shit is like, big level shit. Like I can do clubs. Yes, I've had the experience to do it. It is fucking great. The one thing I will say is never be an arrogant piece of shit. When you are getting these opportunities, don't, especially if it's an opportunity where you start the night and then there's another DJ comes in, or even if you do get to do the entire night, which is great if you can get it. But if it's an opportunity to where you are just doing, like I said, like 2 hours, something like that, don't show your ass. Don't do that. And what I mean by that is, I'm not gonna say do the bare minimum. Hey, what's up, Darren? Don't do the bare minimum. Like, show some skills, but don't go crazy with it. Show what you can do. Show some transitions and mixes and stuff like that, but don't get over crazy with it. Like play your music, show what you can do, and then get up out of there. Don't be in there trying to play every hot song that just came out, that week or whatever. Because then every other DJ is gonna be like, "What the fuck? What am I gonna play now?" Or I'm gonna have to play some other shit. Which I will say this to any veteran DJ: if that shit happens, I feel like you should have, a huge repertoire of stuff where you can just do shit on the fly. I do get that it's fucking annoying. I get that. I definitely get that. I've been, a starting DJ for someone else, and I never played like huge hits. I'll play like classic hits or whatever, or like stuff that people heard when they were like in high school, middle school, stuff like that, and maybe throw in a few like newer songs, but nothing that's good. Like it's nothing that the main DJ will be like, oh, I gotta fucking, you know, I can't play this and play that and shit like that. Like no, like you can still play some newer songs that are popular, but you can't play all like the top hits. Maybe like some here and there, but not all of them. So that's what I mean by don't showing your ass. Then if you make your mark there, you get some connections, which that is one of the best parts somewhat about being a DJ is finding that community of DJs to where you could build off of, where you might be one type of DJ, and then you see other guys who was like, oh, that's kind of cool, like me. I started off being like, actually when I started DJing, I was doing fucking Latina night, like Latin nights and shit like that. So I became that DJ, but I wanted to do rap and I wanted to do other stuff too. When I moved to Wichita, I was club DJ. I was doing rap, doing rock, doing some pop. I had threw in like Latin stuff in there too, like reggaeton and all that. But I wanted to get more into like the EDM dubstep stuff too, which actually now I am actually getting into. I got my Wednesdays, I got my guys Rosie and Safari, who they are big into that scene. I met other DJs who are into that scene. And it's kind of what you want. You want to be able to co-mingle with other people so that way you're not biting their style, but you're being more well-rounded. You're being able to be in any kind of environment where it's not going to throw you off. Like, I can go to a Spanish bar and play, like, a lot of Spanish music and be fine. I can go to, like, a EDM dubstep club and throw down with other guys and be fine. You want that. You don't want to be stuck in one bubble because then that's what everybody's going to see you as. That's kind of how they say with like a lot of actors and stuff when they only do like one type of like movie. Like you see with a lot of like action stars was like, oh well, that's all you know how to do. You don't want to be that unless you are just like, oh well, I just want to do hip hop and I want to do R&B, or I want to do this, I want to do that. Fine, there's nothing wrong with that. You still make money doing it. That's no problem. But be as well-rounded as you can. Because the more well-rounded you are, the more opportunities and the more chances you can get. And hey, there might be more money in your pocket. Because it's showing that you want to develop. Is there anything wrong with just wanting to do like one or two genres? No. There's a lot of places where they don't want to hear a lot of the shit that I play. I can say that for sure. They just want to hear like the latest fucking Cardi or latest Mosky or whoever else. Is it annoying? Oh hell yeah. But sometimes you gotta eat the crow. Darren says, openers should never burn the headliner by playing the bangers, and openers should know the style of whom they are opening for and not showcase what the headliner is about to do. That is very true. I will say that for sure. That is very true. That's why I was saying, like, don't show your ass when you get that opportunity of being an opener. Just do what you can, get people on the dance floor, show your style. But make sure, also that's one thing I should have brought up, make sure you know what the club is asking for. If it's a club that you've gone to and you know what the style of the music is, stay in that. Like, make sure you stay in that. Don't like if it's a club where it's rap, R&B, pop, and maybe like some remixes of songs. Stay in that lane. Don't go in there and be trying to play like fucking dubstep or try to play fucking trance or try to play something that's just out of the norm or out of left field because you could throw off the entire night. Um, I think what else? So, gigs over. Depending on who's there, might get compliments, or probably just get paid. Be like, hey, thank you. Hope to see you again. There you go. We can follow up. I usually try to follow up with certain people, especially if they help me, get into a place because that's a big thing. You talk to so many people. It's so many DJs that I know who, especially now when I moved here and I've been getting opportunities to play a lot of different places. Always get back with them, be like, hey, thank you for this. So that way you can get back. But now, the one thing I will say that it does suck about being a DJ. You will always have people who don't want to see you make it or want to keep you in one place. I get that here. Like I've been doing this for only a few years. I'm getting that. It's people who always be like, "Oh, why do you use this? Or why do you use that? Or why do you only play this?" It's annoying as fuck. Those are the people. Whether it's people who are on the same level as you or veteran DJs who it fucking sucks. You know, you just want to show your talent, and these people just want to fucking bring you down. Don't listen to them. I try to do the same thing in my life. It fucking sucks. You are a hungry fucking DJ who wants to show their fucking talent, and these people just like they are scared to fucking see you win. They are scared that you're gonna take their spot. So, or maybe not even that. It's just they don't want another DJ in that town. And to that, I say fuck them. You know, you already have enough shit going on. You're trying to build your name. You're trying to get money in your pocket, especially if you're someone like me who I do this full time. It sucks when I don't have a gig every single night or on a weekend. It sucks ass. It is already hard as it is, especially now because everything is getting more expensive. It is, you got bills and shit you got to pay. You got enough stuff to worry about than somebody, over your shoulder telling you that you're doing something wrong. You know, I'm getting that because I'm a record box user. I'm a Windows computer person. I have an HP, and I get shit from everybody. Well, not everybody, but from most people, be like, "Oh, you don't use Serato. You're not a real DJ. Or you use this, or you don't use that." And I'm like, "Fuck off," because it's a real thing. And if you have those people, fuck them, because they don't mean shit. Real people who want to see you strive, they be like, dude, we don't care what you use. You know what? Like, if you know how to play music, you know what you're doing, you know how to use this, you're fine. You'll make it. You'll strive. You'll do, you'll keep improving. Those are the people that you want. That's actually going to be another thing I'm talking about. Your circle of people that you want around you. Now, is everybody going to be super positive and shit like that? No. I'm one of those people. The reason why I do this shit, be real with you. You do want those people who are like, hey, you are fucking up at this. You got to work on it. That's something that I get a lot. What I used to get a lot, actually. Because the biggest thing for me was my transitions. I used to get everybody telling me, your transitions weren't that great. Your transitions. If someone, and I'll say, if someone who is giving you constructive advice, and especially when it's like the same people saying this, work on it. If it's somebody just talking about your music style or your music selection, fuck all that. If it is something that is going to help you in the long run, follow it. If it's somebody telling you about your transitions, work on your transitions. If it's somebody telling you about volume control, work on it. Because that is going to help you in the long run be a better DJ. Always. Hey, Christina. Like little minute stuff like that is going to help you in the long run because you're always going to be worried about it, but you're also going to improve on it, and you won't have to worry about anybody saying that again. Like I said, but everybody telling you about my transitions, I worked on it so much. Now my transitions are clean. I try to make it as clean as possible. One thing, especially with volume control, if somebody tells you, "Hey, you got to turn that down a bit," because you do not want to be redlining. I'm doing it a little bit right now, which I need to figure out how to do with this microphone situation. But that is stuff like that, or people telling you like constructive things, or like it's smaller things that are gonna help you out later on in your career. Work on it, do it. Don't talk back about it. Don't have an ego about you with that shit. Take it. Always take the constructive criticism. Now, also what I said about that, having an ego. Don't have a big ass ego. Don't have a big head. Don't think that you can do everything all at once. Don't do that shit. There are times where, yes, you do need to be patient. That's advice I need to take my damn self. I'm so gung-ho about wanting to do everything all at once when I might not have the fucking skill or ability to do it. I want to do festivals, and I want to do bigger clubs, and I want to do this and do that, and I do need to slow down. And that's for a lot of newer DJs or DJs who've been doing it for around the same time as me. You want to do so much, and hey, you might not be ready for it. Me, I've had the luxury of, I shouldn't even call it a luxury. I've been thrown into a lot of shit. In my career where I was just like, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing, but I made the most out of the opportunity, and I was able to swim. When you get thrown into the sharks, not fair to the sharks. When you, I guess when you get thrown to the sharks, what I still feel like isn't the situation I was in, but it's a sink or swim situation. When one of the big things I had not even when I first moved here, but like a year ago, I was so big on trying to get into, more clubs. When I first moved here, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I didn't DJ really that much. I was still like in my room DJing, or in my apartment DJing. And then I finally found a club, and they were like, "All right, we're gonna give you, 3-4 hours, $200, boom, boom, boom." And I was excited, but also I was scared as shit, because I still had no idea what the fuck I was doing. Kind of like I literally made a 3-hour set, like 4 hour set that I worked on for months, like months and months and months. And then, finally did the show. And when you have something like that where it's, 3, 4, 5 hours and you work on the set, I will say this right now. The first hour or so, depending on when you start, I started 10 o'clock. It is going to be a bit of a slog because not everybody's going to be grooving to what you're playing. My first big club, I had people come up to me telling me to change the music, play this, play that, blah, 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 blah. And I was just I stuck to my guns. Around 11:30, midnight, that's when the party actually started, because you had people. This is kind of what you want with a club, is you want people, this is just club in general, people drinking, they're getting a little bit more loose, they're actually feeling your style, getting into it, and then you get people on the dance floor. That is the most fulfilling thing in the fucking world, is getting people on that dance floor, shaking their ass, going crazy. That is the best thing in the world. You can be the most introverted person, like I am. I hate being around people sometimes. I'm usually just in my place, just dealing with myself. But you will still have that satisfaction of like, damn, I got all these people in this place on this dance floor, vibing with me. It is one of the best things in the world. Are you gonna get that every single time? No, because not every single club and bar is gonna be the same. Also, one big thing: be prepared for fucking anything. Always be prepared for anything to fucking happen. My my first big gig, I guess to say, which one of I didn't even realize who this was until afterwards. Which shout out to DJ Barefoot because he can tell you about my first show. It was at Peerless before all the crazy shit happened. It was at Peerless. He came by. He was digging what I had, what I was playing, and I was just like, damn, somebody like that was like liking my stuff. And I don't have other DJs who've heard me play and they like what I do and they like my style and stuff like that. But when sorry, back then, and even still now, I kind of consider myself like, and I don't want to say I'm a nobody, but a lot of people don't know my name. But when you have somebody in that community telling you, damn, you got some good shit going on, that helps out a lot. Like it boosts your confidence. It's not an ego thing, it's confidence. That's something you should know as a DJ too is stay humble, have that self confidence, don't be an arrogant piece of shit. Don't. You can have talent, like me right now. I am still a novice at fucking scratching. My mixing, my music taste, and stuff like that, I'm not gonna say top notch. They are great. But it's certain stuff that I don't know. Am I a little bit better than other DJs? I will say yes, I will say that, but I will never take away the talent from another DJ. Unless they're an arrogant piece of shit. Unless they're an arrogant piece of shit and they're not putting up the effort, then yes, I will. But other than that, stay humble, do what you got to do. Because your big thing is basically just hone your skills, get better, get bigger gigs. I keep saying that over and over, but hey. So, we got into some of the positives and stuff like that. I had some negatives too, but still gonna be more. Still gonna be more negatives. To be honest, excuse me, just woke up not too long ago. I'm sorry. But some other negatives you're gonna have is not every crowd is gonna like what you play. Not every crowd is gonna want to listen to what you want to do or what you're trying to do because they want to be in their own zone. They want to listen to what they want to fucking listen to, and it's gonna suck ass. My first time ever going to the port was a few months after my first big gig, where I made just 3 or 4 hour set and mix, and I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I was at a club where they wanted more hip hop and R&B and stuff like that, and or wanted me to play stuff that I didn't have or didn't know. And again, that's when I was getting fed to the sharks. This was me. I wrote a check that my ass couldn't cash. Did I survive? Yes, but they didn't want me back. And there's gonna be a lot of clubs where if you fuck up like that, they don't want you back, and you gotta jump through so many hoops for them to get you to come back, or for them to want you to come back. That, and that's legit what happened to me. I didn't hear from him for a long time. I have another DJ friend, DJ Marco Biotics, who I was coming up there to see him. We tagged, DJ'd for a while. I showed him that. And honestly, he didn't have to. He could be like, oh no, dude, I'm doing my own thing. It was us basically just messing around and playing around and shit, which is what I want to do. Like I want to be with a lot of other DJs. They're doing a show, be like, hey, mind if I come out, we mess around and tag DJ and just have fun. It don't have to be a oh you want a gig here. Is it nice? Hell yeah. Like I'm not gonna pass up a fucking gig, but if it's just like oh hey thanks for coming out, this made my night easier, no problem. And I will say that's something for for anyone who wants to be a DJ or a newer DJ, go out and do that. If you have some DJs that who it's if it's already easy for them, it's like hey make it easier. Have it to where they can play off somebody else. That's a way of you getting developing as a DJ. It's the iron sharpen iron thing. I love doing shit like that. I did that with Win Crabtree. With DJ for the Win. I think I did that with Barefoot. I did it with Mark. I did it with Zeb. Which when I did it with Zeb, I wasn't that great. And I was also I know I'm going back and forth with this, but going back to the software thing and going back to music, you got to make sure you have your library on point. Because if you don't, you will fuck up a lot. Like that was something that I did not understand until the last few months of making sure my crates and my library were up to snuff. Now, certain people do it their own way. I think certain people's standards is doing it by BPM. Me, I do it by key, and then once I go into the key, then I put it all by BPM, so it's from like 60, 70 to like 100 and whatever, depending on what I have. I think it goes up to like 180. It all depends on how you want to do it. I do it also by so I do it by key. I do it for like everything. I have one where it's just 1A to 12B of like all my songs. Then I have like certain categories where it's rap, R&B, pop, Spanish, like Latin music, disco and funk, EDM, dubstep, and everything in between, all that stuff. It'll help you out because I even know DJs to where they do that and then they do it by year for like a lot of songs. There's a lot of intricacy and details to it. It will legit help you out in the long run. Because the last thing you want is to be caught off guard and you don't have certain stuff. When I tag DJ'd with Zeb, he even told me afterwards, it was like, dude, you were taking too long digging through crates. And honestly, that lit a fire into my ass. Like, I need to do this shit better. Like, I need to stop procrastinating and get on my shit. And that kind of does happen for a lot of DJs, a lot of newer DJs, or even like just regular DJs in general, where you procrastinate or you get stagnant and you get into like a comfort. And it's not a good thing, but it's not a bad thing too. It is kind of bad depending on where you are in your DJing career, especially like starting out where you kind of get comfortable with stuff. You don't want that. You don't want to be on edge and having fucking anxiety about shit, but you want to make sure you are prepared. You want to make sure you are ready for anything if something comes up. I had it to where one of my gigs, the mixer I was using for my controller actually overheated, so I couldn't even DJ anymore. And good thing it was like close to the end of the night. Well, actually, it was the end of the night. Because if it was earlier, I would have been done. Like, I would have no idea what to do. Now, I have a better mixer. My old one. Actually, I have it over here. I'm going to grab it real quick. this is the first mixer I ever bought. It's a JBL Active One. You know, you got to plug it in. Of course, got the power source. Has all the stuff in the back. This is what I used to plug everything into. It was nice. I bought this thing at a pawn shop for like, $80. This shit was brand new when I fucking bought it. I guess I just overused it too much, and unfortunately, it died out. But out with the old, and then with the new. It's Harbinger. I think it's LV8, something like that. It's 8-channel mixer. Shit's fucking awesome. It's got a fucking Bluetooth on it. I love this. I use this damn near I do use this every day. Use it every day when I'm DJing, when I do my hosting stuff for like for trivia and for Singo. I use that thing everywhere. When my JBL one died, bought that Harbinger, which one of the DJs that I know that actually helped me get that. He didn't have to. I didn't have all the cash at the time. He helped me out and helped me get it. So, but I used to low for that one. Going back to the DJ community thing, it is nice. It is nice to know a lot of different DJs. A lot of DJs have their personality. I don't know who the hell just texted me, whatever. A lot of DJs have big personalities, some of them. A lot of DJs are probably in the same boat as you where they're probably starting out, don't know what to do, trying to get stuff here and there, or even just trying to like meet other people who are in that community. They just want to hang out and compare notes with each other. There's nothing wrong with that. That's basically what I try to make Wednesdays at Blue, where DJs come out, and try to build that community up again. It's not that we don't have the community. It's just, it's kind of split off in certain places where people have like their cliques. Is it annoying? Hell yeah, because it's a thing like you don't want to piss certain people off, even though some people are honestly pieces of shit. But it's a thing of you want everyone to fucking grow. If you're someone like me, you want everybody to get to know each other, and everybody strive. Everybody gets to eat, and everybody gets to get money in their pocket and stuff like that. But it's not really like that. Like I said with the old one, it is a lot of people who they see people that they want to have success and stuff like that, and they'll help them out, but not others. And that's something you've got to know from the get-go, too, is, like I said, there are people who want to see you succeed in this because, the more DJs, the more, they can do stuff that they want to do, with bigger and better things, and then you slide in. Which that sounds horrible the way I say that, but it's actual DJs helping other DJs. It's growing something. Instead of, excuse me, jeez, instead of people seeing each other as competition, which if it's in a healthy way, yeah, but instead of seeing people as competition, is being the brother and sisterhood of it. It's actually being a DJ family. I have no problem helping DJs with stuff, especially when they got other shit going on or they got other gigs in different places. You gotta do what you gotta do, even if it's something small, and that's something that people should get to is you're not gonna always get the huge fucking gigs that you want. You gotta take small stuff. It's been many times I've done small bars where it's barely anybody in there, but shit, you gotta take it. Like if you want to, if you want to be a DJ and want to get paid, and you want to, get to the point where you can get those big gigs, you got to start small. Sometimes you got to start with the small bars where it's maybe like 50 people in there, but if you can get them on the dance floor, shit, that's no difference than a club where it's like 500 people. No, it's all about building yourself up. Now my shit was a little bit different because I did one bar where it was like probably at 50, 60, maybe 100 people, to another bar where it was like 200, 300 people, and like going back and forth with that. So I'm seeing the reactions of both. Then coming to a place where kind of doing the same thing too, where I'm doing, a club where it's not as many people, and doing another club where it's more people. But then it's clubs where you have all those people, but they don't dance or they don't give you a reaction. And yeah, it's all a learning curve and learning experience. You can go to one place and have everybody just going fucking crazy about what you're doing. And go to another club and or a bar, and all they do is just drink their drinks, have conversations. You might get a couple people on the dance floor, but not a lot. Now, one thing, and I'll say this for any DJ out there, the one thing that you really got to watch out for is the crowd. Or the crowd can be your friend or it can be your fucking enemy sometimes. And also you got to take that criticism. You know, um, I know I get a lot of shit when I talk about song requests and stuff like that because I fucking hate taking song requests. I do. I'm just like, just let me do my thing. But you're gonna have those people who, you played a wrong song or you don't do something right or whatever, or just drunken idiots, and they treat you like shit, or they get all pissy and be like, "Oh, you suck," and blah blah blah. You end your life, get a new career, blah 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 blah. Just take the criticism. That's something that a lot of people don't want to do, is because they have that, not entitlement, but again, they have that ego of like, I do this and you don't. Even I have it. I do it a lot. I do the shit a lot where I'm just like, I'm the DJ, you're the one in the crowd. Just go dance. Should I have that all the time? Oh hell no. It is, and it does happen sometimes because just you get fed up with it. But that is something that you learn, honestly, like pretty early and late, or you learn that a lot is crowd can be with you or it can be against you. You can have a whole dance floor full of people and there'll be somebody being like, "Oh hey, why don't you play this song?" I'm just like, no. They'll be like, "Oh well, it'll get people dancing." People are already dancing. People are fucking entitled assholes now, where they want things catered to them. They don't care about the whole, they care about the sum. Now, is DJ the big extravagant life that a lot of people think it is? No. It be? Yes, depending on what level you get. There are a lot of different things and different levels of DJing, whether if you just want to stay at club and bar level, you can still make decent money because you get name value. If you get into like making your own music, you get into festivals, stuff like that, you can make a lot more, where you're on stage with like, Dead Mouse, Steve Aoki, Modest Step, AU5, and whoever else. Or even if you are just like a club DJ and then you're doing stuff for like rappers or different artists and stuff like that, it happens. I do that as well. Or I DJ for like local and out of state artists. I'm actually doing that this Friday with some guys that I know. And it's awesome. it is nothing. It is never anything wrong to. No, no, no. What am I saying? It helps you out in the long run to do a lot of networking, which I didn't get into, but networking is integral. I know I talked about a little bit of like trying to get in, like talking to people, getting in clubs. Networking is integral because that is another way of you getting work. And also, it's another way if you want to travel. Like, there's a lot of DJs who they just want to be stuck in town. That's completely fine. Is what you want to do, especially when you're just like, hey, my. A lot of people's goals are different. Some people are just like, hey, I just want to be in these clubs, making cash, and, in town. That's fine. Me, I'm a person where I want to be wherever. Whether it is in town, out of state, if I can even fucking go out of the country. Shit, if it was a fucking different planet I can go to and make like some money, I'd do that shit too. I'm not even joking when I say that. Like I legit would, but I like doing different things. I don't like just being in the same places. You but networking, it legit does help a lot because you get to know different people. Not even just DJs. It can be different artists. It can be just different musicians. While I was doing, which I still do here and there, but I used to do open mics at a lot of bars and clubs, and that's how I met a lot of people. And I was getting even more opportunities and actually, developing my skills doing that because I was I was making mixes every week, like 10, 15 minute sets to bring and showcasing and having people critique it or, getting crowd reactions. And then it got me to the point where I was recording it and then, trying to get other people's opinions on it. And it actually helps out a lot. That stuff like that, it builds you up too because you're not procrastinating or you're not just staying stagnant or you're not just being like, oh, I'm doing all this, what I'm going to do. It's you're actively being a part of, a community and a part of a crowd and you're seeing that. And then it gets you even hyped up more and gets you to do more. Me, like I said, it got me to the point where, like I said, I was making mixes, like I was making weekly mixes. I think even I was doing like even 2 mixes a week, 2 or 3 mixes a week. And it was helping me get better at my DJing and also getting better at my transitions, getting better at actually listening to my music. It does so much, when you do stuff like that. And then not even just on your skill aspect, but just getting more out of your shell, getting to see, other people, achieve their goals and stuff too. Cause it's like, okay, if they're doing it, I know I can too. It's a boost to your self-esteem and self-confidence. You don't have to be the most positive and upstanding person. It's all about just trying to make it. We're all trying to make it out here. And when you see other people that you like being around and is working hard just as you are, and they're making it, you're like, all right, they're getting that come up. I know mine is coming up soon. It might not be as fast, it might not be as quick, but hey, you're getting results. I met a lot of people that I know through these open mics or from word of mouth, which I thought word of mouth was just not anything anymore because everything is on social media, which I'll touch on that in a bit. But you can still make those connections with people, and that I like my guys that I hang out well that I met a year ago. They hit me up last week and was like, hey, we're looking for a DJ for a show in Oklahoma. Y'all, you interested? I was like, hell yeah. Went out there, it was 2.5 hour drive, and I had fun. It being in a different environment, doing what you love, and doing it in front of people who, even if they don't know you, are willing to give you a shot, and you kill it. is one of the greatest feelings in the world, especially when they want you to come back, and then they even make you want to do even more. So, like I said, it's those connections too, to where hey, wherever you are, if you're getting stuff, cool. But then also you have an opportunity to go to a different place and get opportunities, and it might even give you more. So always be making those connections, whether it is with DJs, whether it's with artists, performers, other musicians. It will help you a lot. Now, I talked about social media. This is the one thing I hate, aside from having to deal with crowds and people. Is word of mouth still a thing? Yes. But for people to really see you, hear you, know you, try to get a feel for what you do and who you are, unfortunately, it is going to be on social media. You have to have a big social media presence so that way when you go to promoters and owners of clubs and stuff like that, they go, oh, well, what do you like? Where can I find you? Do you have this? Do you have that? That's going to be the big thing. I am someone who hates social media to the fullest. Like, I do have all this stuff. Do I use it as much? Not really. Or at least I don't use it to my advantage, which I am trying to start to. My social media presence isn't that great. I'm trying to build it back up, or try to build it up in general, so that way I can get some bigger, more higher profile stuff. But you gotta make sure, like, if you're gonna do this thing, you gotta make sure your shit is on point. You with your Facebook, with your Instagram, if you want a Twitter, mainly do the Facebook thing, because a lot of people really care about Facebook. Depending on where you go, if you do a Twitter, which I was actually told this by someone who I actually trust. Make sure you have anything on social media with your DJ name on it. You want to make sure you have it. Even if you don't use it, have it so that way you own it. I'm someone who fucking hates TikTok. I might have to get one and put my name on it. Probably got to get another one for this podcast so I could probably do shorts and stuff, because apparently doing shorts on fucking TikTok gives you fucking crazy ass views. I don't want to do it, but I might have to do it just to have it so that way nobody else can fucking take it. So have a social media presence. And I guess I'll talk about it. So another thing, which I talked about this before, and I've actually had a veteran DJ tell me this. People will view you the way you do things. I am not the most bubbly person in the world. I am not the person that a lot of people want to be around. I get it. Trust me. I've heard this a lot. Some people do, some people don't. Hey, I get it. Your social media cannot show that. Does it suck? Yes. Is it putting on the fake smile and being fake and all that stuff? Yes. But that is the world that we live in now. No one can really take the real. You got to be shown as, not even, I guess, it's the fact that you are a business. You are the entrepreneur. You have to put yourself out there in a certain light. It sucks. I get it. Trust me. I know this firsthand. Me posting certain stuff, me doing this podcast and saying certain stuff, it hurt me a bit, because it's showing my true personality instead of me showing the fucking fake personality of being, this chipper, upright person with a smile, da da blah blah blah. It sucks. When you're a DJ, you're considered a public figure. You're showing your face to the world. Even if people don't even know what the fuck you look like and they just know you by name, your name is on it. People going to automatically put you with that, even if you're just saying it as yourself. That it's the Jekyll and Hyde thing, kind of. Not really even. It's like wrestling, kind of, where you have a name that's not your real name, but everybody only knows you as that. And whatever you post or whatever you do, everybody will always critique you about that. So you always gotta make now. Not only are you a DJ, you're basically a fucking, you know, Insta star or a public. You're not even like you're not famous. It feels like you are because people, mm, yeah, not even make you feel like it because it just you got to make yourself look a certain way and all that stuff, and it sucks because you're a real person. You know, you're not just DJ. You're a fucking human. You feel a certain way. You have certain political views, and you can't really have that when you're a part of the community because people might not want you because of what you think or what you say. And yes, like I said, it sucks because everybody should have their not everybody, not everybody. Certain people should be able to voice opinion. Okay, yeah, certain people should be able to voice opinions without being fucking attacked for it. Especially when it's like if it's something small, shit like that. People should be able to voice their opinions, shit like that. Social media, burn all that shit to the ground anyway. No one cares. This shit doesn't fucking matter. But for the time being, you gotta make sure your stuff is kind of squeaky clean a bit. You have to put on the fake digital smile so that way people want to party with you and be around you and interact. But basically, what's all said and done, which is probably more stuff that I haven't brought up. But hey, if you want to be a DJ, it's a lot of shit you got to go through. From just getting equipment to knowing what you want to use to finding out what you want to play, where you want to play, and if you even want to further your career, anything like that. Not even that, just even taking the big step of do I want to do this full time or do I want to do this as just a hobby? I was doing this, part time, wanting to do this full time, and I was making good money. I was doing the things that I like doing, and I was still doing my DJing stuff, here and there. But I wanted to do this full time because this is the thing that made me happy. And it does make me happy. Like, it really does. I might not show it all the time, but DJing is the one passion that I have in life that I constantly do. And I don't think I've ever, if I didn't take the leap of faith in myself to actually get into it, I probably would never do it. I'd probably still be a factory worker hating life, you know? Which I mean, I still hate life still, but I would hate it even more because I don't have the outlet like I do now. I would probably still come home. I'd play my video games. I'd watch YouTube or whatever. I'd make more money than I do now, yes, because I'd be getting a paycheck, but I wouldn't be happy. I'd probably have more gray hairs, in my head and in my beard than what I do as a DJ. I wouldn't get as much sleep. I wouldn't be able. Well, I'd be able to travel more, yeah, because I don't get to travel as much now. But it's pros and cons to everything. It's always going to be a struggle for certain things. No, I've been doing this for 3 years. Really, I've been doing it full time for a year, not even a full year, like almost like when October November hits, be doing it for a full year full time. It is a struggle. It is a huge leap of faith, And if you don't have the confidence in yourself or you don't believe in yourself, it can fuck you up. Wholeheartedly, it will fuck you up because when you go from working your ass off at a place that you hate, but making money to pay your bills, to not knowing how you're going to pay a bill or how you're going to get gas or how to feed yourself and shit like that, it's scary. It is. It's fucking scary. It's depressing. It gets you in a way to where you go back and you think you go back and you second guess yourself. It's like, am I doing the right thing? A lot of people, they might not see it that way. They just go, oh, well, you're just playing music, or the age old thing of, oh, all you're doing is pressing play, which is not what a DJ does, people. We don't just press play. But I will say, the more you do it and the more you carry on, it gets worth it. It is honestly worth it. It is worth being a part of this community and being a part of something that you have a passion for. I have a big passion for music. I honestly feel like if it wasn't for music, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be alive. And I'm not talking about birth and shit like that. I mean, legit, like, I wouldn't want to live anymore if it wasn't for music. Music is a thing that keeps my heart going. It keeps me motivated. That's the one positive thing in my life is music and being a DJ and having the people that see my talent and my grind and see the struggle that I go through and also want you to succeed. So if you want to be a DJ, it's a lot of shit you got to go through. But if you stick with it, it might be one of the best decisions you ever made. But that is going to be the episode for today, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed it. Once again, make sure you like, share, subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on everything: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Um, Facebook is Negative Degree Podcast. YouTube, Negative Degree Podcast. Instagram, Negative Degree Pod. Still have to make a Twitter. I'll probably just redo my Twitter. Join the Discord, Negative Degree Podcast. Join the Frozen Wasteland. Let's have this conversation. Let's talk about different topics. I want to see people. I want to have this. I want to build this community so that way we can all come together and talk about different things. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be anything negative either. It can just be just real talk. But if anybody out there who wants to be a DJ, I kind of hope this does help. If there's anything that you want to know more about, leave a comment. Hit me up about it. I have no problem answering questions. Oh, announcements, because I didn't do this last time. And I used to always do this, but announcements. Make sure you come tonight, Wednesday, July 20th. Make sure you are there at Blue Night Club. Everything starts at 9 o'clock. Doors open at 7, but everything starts at 9 o'clock. It'll be me and 4 other DJs, unless other people want to come by. Like I said, starts directly at 9 o'clock. I'm going to get there probably like 8 so I can get everything set up. I have a DJ who he hasn't DJed in a while. He's a turntable DJ. He's going to be using records. And I can't wait to see this. I love having different DJs coming out. if you're a DJ and you want to use turntables, you know how to use turntables, bring your vinyls, bring your DVS stuff, come out and have fun. If you're not even if you're not a vinyl DJ, if you're a controller DJ like I am, shit, got this boy right here. You know, if you're a controller DJ, bring your stuff, bring your gear. I'm gonna have you already saw the mixer. I'm gonna have that already prepared, ready to go, and we're gonna have some fun tonight. 30 minute set, plus I make sure to record your set, and I'll make sure to give it to you. It'll be unedited. You can edit it how you want. It'll be in front of our LED wall, and I'll make sure to get everything. If you want, I'll either do partial or I'll do the entire full uh, set, depending on what you want to do. But make sure you're there for that. Friday, I will be in Tulsa, Oklahoma, again with the big homies Nerdy Verde, and it's gonna be so much fun. They're also gonna be here in Wichita that Saturday. Probably gonna be coming there for that too. But I will be their DJ for Friday, July 22nd. Shit, if they want me for Saturday, or they just want me in Saturday to do like a spot, or a set, actually I think I'm doing a set Friday too. I think I'm gonna do a set Friday. If they want me to do a set Saturday, I'm totally down. Then also on that Saturday, I will be in Wellington at the Door. Check me out there. I'll be there from 10 to close, so like 10 to 2. Sunday, I think we're doing. I think this Sunday is recovery. I'm not entirely sure. I got to find out about that. Then next week, oh, you already know where to find me just during the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm at Blue. 10 to close. Wednesday, 9 to close. Thursday, I'm in Newton at Moxie's, doing trivia. Tuesday evenings, I'm at Chicken and Pickle doing Singo. Come win some prizes. You never know what you might get. Shit, yesterday just gave away a huge party package for 15 people for a value that was like $100-$200. Shit is worth it. You get stuff like that. You get tickets to the Wichita Wind Surge. You get, you get stuff that you can actually use. They gave away coolers and chairs and all this other different stuff. But when it was still cold out, they gave away a fire pit. You get cool stuff. August 16th, 14th. Okay, I always forget the date. I will be doing the most hated Last Dance show out at the Vivo in Overland Park, which is the Kansas City area. Tickets are on sale. There's gonna be a whole lot of fucking talent at this show. I'm gonna be DJing along with one of my friends who was the other DJ too, DJ Three Fingers, aka, well, no, aka, Kyle Holly, aka DJ Three Fingers. Me and him gonna be DJing. There's gonna be a lot of performers. There's gonna be inside and outside. Jordan Smith is gonna be hosting. That shit's gonna be fucking crazy. Get tickets now. All the artists on the show are gonna have tickets, and also they are on, I think it's like Eventbrite or somewhere where you can get tickets, or the day of you can get tickets at the door. Do what you got to do. Then August 26th, I'll be at Barleycorns for a benefit show. It is to raise money for a headstone for a 8-month-old who unfortunately passed away. So please come out and donate if you can. There's going to be a lot of performers on that show. It is going to be all the stuff that I'm doing is great. It sucks that we have to do this show for the reason. I wish it was for a different reason where we all just got together and just did a show. But hey, please come out, donate. So $15 at the door. Donate if it's all that money is going straight to get the headstone for the family. Please come out. August 26th. But that is going to be it for me. I've been your host, DJ Frostbite. Everybody have a great day. Hope to see y'all at Blue. And as always, stay negative, my friends.